Calibrating, and we're live. Welcome everybody to another live stream episode. To these crazy people that just eat me and can't stop talking about it. It's me, Tom. We got Justin. We got Joe. Today we're going to talk about the food we eat, how we eat it, and the type of training we're doing. So, anyways, to get things started, Joe, you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing, and I'll start flashing up some pictures.
Sure. So currently, for those of you that don't know, I enjoy cycling. I do it quite a bit. I've been doing it for 25 years. I've raced at club level, and there you go. That's what I typically eat. It's actually the strip loins. Those are called Viking steaks, and that's something that was my treat. I find that I prefer the leaner cuts of meat, like the strip. Look, I basically do about, say, 17 to 20 hours of training a week, and it's it's a lot more than I think what most people would be doing.
Yeah,
and I can back it up day after day, as Tom and Justin already know.
Yep. And you're a chef.
I am.
So you're really into finding good meat. You're always giving us cooking tips.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, how many kilometers did you do last year? The total again?
Total for the year was 15,099. It was actually more than that. So it's about 15,100, just over 15,100. Yeah.
Isn't our planet only like 20,000 miles or something like that, like all the way around? So you pretty much could bike the entire planet in a year, basically.
Well, yeah, well, I could. I mean, look, the second part of the year is when I sort of pulled my finger out and said, you know what, I need to start training a little bit more, like I've done in previous years. And I think I rode 8,500 kilometers in 5 months.
And for you non-metric people, 16,000 kilometers is
15,000.
Well, you said 15,9 something, so I rounded off 16.
No, 15,000. Sorry, 15,099. Not 15,999.
Oh, recalculating.
Bloody hell.
I know Joe's got a thing for precision. It's 9,000 miles he rode last year on his bike. 9,
as well as working full time.
As well as working full time and talking a lot. That takes a lot of energy too. So
it sure does. Especially with you guys.
What's this? This is a load from Norm, right?
Yeah, so the beauty about being a chef is I've got access to a lot of butchers. And a good friend of mine is a wholesaler, and this is what I was able to pick up from him. So I've got two big strip loins there. I've got an eye fillet, and then I've got the Viking steaks, which is basically a ribeye on the bone, but it's untrimmed. So that's the extra bit of fat is what we call the lip. So it's a lip-on.
Lip-on Viking steak from Norm. Shout out to Norm.
Norm at Meat Station. Yeah.
Norm at the meat station. There's a little something in the pan.
Yeah, so that was oyster blade steaks. That's quite lean. That's how I typically like to eat is leaner cuts of meat, so strip loin, oyster blade steak, and ground beef. And after I cook the ground beef, I will always strain it to get all that excess fat out of it.
Yeah, I'm eating leaner too, and I think Justin is for the most part, aren't you?
Yeah, it just happens to be a bit leaner these days. Yeah.
This is one of your Viking steaks all cooked up, huh?
Yep. Well, I mean, the funny thing is, like you guys, started off eating steak and fat, and and then
High
a lot more fat. But slowly started reducing and reducing. And for me, I find that I think it's going to annoy a few people out there, but the king of steaks is not the ribeye. For me, it's the strip loin.
Yeah.
It's just perfect amount of fat to protein.
We're not alone. Our little buddy, Lady Carnivorous, he likes her some strip loins. And who else? Or somebody else that likes the strip loins.
Hey, man, I'm part of the New York, as we call them over here.
The New York strip, baby.
New York strip.
I got to say, Joe, if I win the lottery and I can get you a visa, you're going to be I'm gonna import you as my personal chef.
Well, that's if you guys open up the borders.
Yeah, right.
Bloody hell, you guys are closing them on us again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, we'll just smuggle you in through Mexico. Tom's not that far away from Tijuana.
No, it's right
Suitcase.
down the freeway. Yeah. So there's ways. I'm sure we can get her done somehow.
You're just a courier.
Yeah. Build a tunnel.
Coyote you across the border.
I gotta say that is a beautiful sear on there. I'm sure you've mastered it. I mean, as a chef, I'm sure in school, like the way they teach you in school, or when you did, chef school. I know that was like 2 decades ago. Do you still cook the steak the same way, or have you improved on, or has the technology improved?
No, it's always the same. Make sure the pan's nice and hot, or the as you can see there, the pan was hot. It was smoking. I've put it in. Waited about 2 minutes, flipped it over, waited another 2 minutes, and that was it. And that was cooked rare. So it was absolutely beautiful.
Nice and fast, the way I like it.
And what's cool is that it becomes instinctive. Like even with me, I'm not really watching the clock so much anymore. It's like you can feel when it's done. I don't know. It's really weird. I guess just from cooking so many, kind of pick up on it. I don't know. It's like very primal, because I feel like meat is easier to cook than vegetables, because I feel like vegetables, they always come out either too tough or too like soggy. I don't know. And plus each vegetable has its own like cooking time. You got to throw in, your mushroom and onion, then your carrots, then your broccoli and things like that, and time everything out together. So much more complicated cooking non-carnivore.
For sure.
Not to mention the cleaning up at the end.
Oh yeah, 100%. Tom, it looks like you have like locusts that have taken over or maybe they're like fleas. Maybe sure. Your Trixie has a really bad case of fleas, and
it's like one of those horror movies when like everything's been being devoured by nanobots or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do about that.
It's the Santa Ana winds blowing through.
Yeah, it's just dust blowing through. Damn Santa Ana. So
maybe we'll see. What is it called? One of those. Not a dust tornado, but one of the plants. The like dried up tumbleweed. Maybe we'll see a tumbleweed go through. Yeah.
I'm sure if I went outside, I could find a tumbleweed. The wind was blowing in. You know how it is. Every time the wind blows, the tumbleweed pile up on a fence somewhere to block a highway. So every once in a while, you'll see like a herd of tumbleweed going down the freeway. The really big ones, they're like 5 feet across, That's like 1.5 meters if you're metric. So anyways, let's see what Justin's been eating here.
Compared to Joe's.
Yeah, now this first picture is very controversial. So if you're squeamish, you got children around, you may want to avert your eyes.
Did I send you the wrong folder?
No.
Oh.
What was this piece of lettuce doing, man?
Hey, you got to hold it with something, right? You don't want to look like a complete animal.
Oh, so this is like a napkin / pot holder / don't get your fingers greasy kind of situation.
Yes, exactly. I didn't eat that. Come on, Tom.
Oh, okay.
That's just fiber and water. Is a piece of
what
romaine
is it?
lettuce though, so it's fancy.
Is this a Baconator at your girlfriend
It's
Wendy's?
it is a Baconator and one of my favorites. That's a really it's actually got to think one of my probably best pictures of the Baconator. I mean, look at that bacon. Just beautiful.
Well, the problem is it's mostly lettuce in the picture. I think. Other than that, it is
Food
a
for
nice
thought.
photo.
Well, the color, you know, it's an abstract artistic representation of the Baconator.
Right.
It's like a Picasso.
Exactly. Thank you, Joe.
Exactly like a Picasso.
Or maybe more like a Kandinsky.
So explain this.
Yeah, that is. Hey, Honest AF, good to see you. Thanks for joining us this evening. Yeah, so that is a fried piece of chicken, probably like chicken thigh or something, in that I've been making in the air fryer, and that's dipped in, I think, some kind of herb butter. Yeah, just delicious.
That wouldn't be that Kerrygold garlic butter that you've been raving about, would it?
I think that is actually the garlic gold. The
garlic gold.
Garlic gold. So Justin,
His live's going well.
Justin makes up nice new words, which I appreciate. I mean, I made up Epidose. Of all, when I typed out Epidose by accident, I think it was Phil Escott that spotted it, and he's like, "Oh, you got a little typo there," and I'm like, "Yeah, I tried to fix it, but," and then I was like, "Why would I fix that? It's great." So, well, not too long ago, I don't even know if the video's out, but Justin decided to say, what was it?
the chicken sink
instead of the kitchen sink.
Hey, it is the chicken sink.
Chicken sink, and now
garlic gold.
Garlic butter.
Garlic butter. That's what it is.
Kerrygold garlic butter.
There you go. That's it.
All right. So how's that garlic and herb affect you? Do you notice anything?
I don't notice anything at all. You know,
apart from speech.
As far from
yeah,
speech, exactly.
That's the problem. It's affected the speech.
It gives slurred speech, apparently. Yeah, no, haven't noticed anything. You know, I've seen to be able to do spices and things like that completely fine. Here's kind of like a weekly smorgasbord. If I remember right, the one at the very bottom is pork ribs. Right up from that is turkey meatballs, if I remember correctly. Right up from that is beef meatballs. And the last one, I want to say, is more of that air-fried chicken.
Mm. Yeah, I looked at this and went, hey, this is some nice meal prep. That's how I look at it. So Justin works from home, and I typically go to the office. I typically sit in traffic. So I'm always packing my food like this, glass dish with a nice seal on it. And then I get stuff ready because I don't always have time to cook every day. So I prep it like this, and I take it with me. So that's immediately what I thought when I saw this. And this is a ghetto pizza.
Well, not quite.
Not quite.
No, this isn't a ghetto pizza. It's a ghetto. I mean, okay, you know Lunchables? Maybe, Joe, I don't know if they ever had Lunchables in Australia. No. But if they ever
Vegemite.
So the Lunchables the Lunchables are like it's really bad food, but if you're a cool kid in elementary school, occasionally middle school, and you beg your grandmother to spend the $5 to get you a Lunchable for school because all the kids will think you're cool for having a Lunchable. The original Lunchable, though, is like round crackers, round things of ham, cheese squares, the old school OG Lunchable. But then sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s, here I am giving an expose on Lunchables just because I used to eat them way too much. So in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, they branched out and you got Lunchable pizza, which were these like more like wafer. These round wafers came with tomato sauce, pepperoni, and mozzarella cheese, and you'd make little cold pizzas and a Capri Sun, and you'd make these little cold pizzas. So this is my version, carnivore version of a Lunchable pizza. And it's just a little piece, a little like 3 ounces of round eye steak, cheddar cheese, and pepperoni.
All right. So it's a Lunchable pizza instead of a ghetto pizza.
Yes, it's a Lunchable pizza,
Gotcha.
which was a snack. This
And
is, oh,
is this asteroids crashing into a plate?
yes, it's asteroids crashing into a plate. Absolutely. That is beef meatballs with some fat left on it and some fried, like I said, chicken, which is like my thing right now, with some more of that garlic herb butter on it.
Got it.
Because meatballs have a tendency to dry out when you cook them
Tell
in
me
the
about it.
oven. And so if you pour some of that fat from the pan back in the container, kind of congeals with it, and then when you reheat it, you've got some liquid with your meatballs. Don't do too many though, because otherwise you end up with like this huge layer of fat, and then you can't dig the meatballs out easily to go heat them back up.
So how
So,
often are
pro
you eating,
tip.
Justin?
How often am I eating right now?
Yeah.
On a good day, 4, maybe 5 times a day. The weekends, I kind of do my more just 2 meals a day, just because I've got the time to kind of cook and enjoy my foods a bit more. But as we've talked about lots of times, it's raw eggs in the morning, maybe some ground turkey as a snack, or ground beef, meatballs, some kind of entree, whether it be like a round eye steak or some beef. What is it? Beef tip steak, and then for dinner, maybe some turkey meatballs or something like that. Yeah, I mean, just kind of keep it up. You know, if I've got some charcuterie around, I'll have some charcuterie throughout the day as well. Yeah, so it just kind of depends on. I'm trying to, again, the building the bonfire, keeping that metabolism up, trying to snack a little bit more when I can, when I'm on schedule and everything like that.
And Joe, what's your feeding schedule like?
I eat twice a day, but it's a my feeding window is typically between say 8 in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I don't eat after that.
And you're eating what? You just eat whatever in that time frame, or you typically?
Look, I'll eat. Typically, I'll have 2 meals, but if I'm hungry, I'll eat. I'll have another meal. I'll have another 2 meals within that time frame. But that's what I typically do. Again, if I'm heading out for a big ride, I will eat at night. And if it's a really long ride, will eat before I go out on the ride as well. It just depends. But yeah, typically it is 2 meals.
Gotcha. Is this more asteroids crashing into stuff?
More asteroids. Yeah. This is ground beef. I took it with the scale. So I typically like when all my meals, well, like my official meals, right? Not the little snacking in between, hitting around 13 ounces of food. So I probably added another 3 ounces of chicken to this, and that fills me up and I feel good. And that keeps me happy, doing that about 3 times a day on a really good day. Makes me really happy, which comes out to just about 2 pounds of food a day, which I know a lot of people are like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And me doing that, ends up me at like a pound and a quarter of like 145 pounds. But my body, I don't know if I'd say requires, but I can handle just large amounts of protein and feel really good. There's some days where I've hit close to 300 grams of protein, which is nearly double or a little over double what would be recommended. So
What do you notice? I mean, do you notice a big difference between 1 gram per pound and 2 grams per pound? Do you feel different?
yeah, I think I do have a bit more energy. Certainly not hungry, like at any time during the day. Like totally don't feel really satiated throughout the entire day. Um, a little, I think that time I did like 310 or whatever grams of protein. I think I did get the meat sweats that night. But other than that, no, I feel like I feel better. I feel really good. Um, eating that much uh, protein. Like I don't see it as a problem. I don't get diarrhea or any digestive issue. Nothing
Does it affect
serious.
your workouts or does it affect your gains from your workouts or anything?
I mean, I think it assists with gains. I think it should assist with muscle building. Has that shown in the numbers yet? Not quite, but it's still early. What has happened though is I did gain since starting the bonfire. I think I gained about 5 pounds. 1 pound of that being muscle, and like a half percentage of fat. And even though I've kept up this eating, my numbers seem to stay the same. So
Right.
that's pretty interesting.
Why don't
So
you
I don't.
explain this picture?
A very blurry picture. Sorry. I think I should have picked a better one. So this is kind of a smorgasbord. I think this is breakfast.
Are you Swedish, by the way?
Why? Why are you asking?
Because you say smorgasbord a lot.
Is that Swedish?
Let's pretend it is.
Yeah, I actually am Swedish.
Oh.
My great grandmother or great great grandmother was from Sweden actually, and that's why my grandmother and great grandmother would make galushkis, which galushkis are traditional Swedish meatballs.
Doesn't sound Swedish. I think we're gonna have to call Pim in for some technical.
They're either Swedish or they're German. One of the two.
I'm going with German.
Look up galushki. See, but like, I really wouldn't mind. Maybe I need to find a way to make carnivore galushkis, which would it be? But basically, like many traditional food, it's poor people food. At least, like me looking back on it now.
So a lot of the Norwegian stuff we get that we still eat is, I'm sure, like regular folk are like, "Whoa, I wouldn't eat that," but
So it's meatballs, like big meatballs. Like each
big
meatball
meatballs
is like a pound of meat.
Who's got the biggest meatballs of all?
With
the
rice
Italians or the Swedes?
With rice and cabbage. Yeah. Galushkis. Don't have to know how to spell it.
Those meatballs at IKEA are little, right?
Yeah, right.
So what's in this picture? Quick, tell me.
Quick. So we got some eggs, cheese, another Lunchables pizza, and a meatball of some kind. I think it's a ground beef.
All right. Close enough. So that's a meal for you.
Yeah.
This is how you start your day. We talked about this
for the
before.
Most part. Yeah, raw eggs in the morning. It's the only way to eat.
Water. Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit of water. Just so they go down. Lubricate them.
What's happening here?
This I actually did today. No, this is me. I did this today.
Oh, that's in the air fryer.
That's in the air fryer, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the shrimp. Shrimp is great. It's cold over here, so I feel comfortable buying seafood.
When it's cold out, it's safer to buy seafood when you're
yeah, definitely. That's a tip.
Air fryer shrimp. I haven't tried that. This is what's that? Tip steak with
some egg and cheese.
Yeah. Egg and cheese. Very nice. Very nice.
Eggs. I really, really like scrambled eggs.
I hear you.
Really
That's
great.
A good one.
With some cheese on them.
I think that's the end of the photos for you, buddy.
All right, that's fine. Does that mean at the exit stage left?
No, that means you got to come up with some witty banter while I load up the next round of pictures.
Okay. Hey Joe, have you ever heard of Galushkis?
Who?
Have you ever
A
heard
what?
of Galushkis?
It sounds like someone who played NFL.
It's a dish of my ancestors.
He's just not
But I
sure
think-
which ancestors. He
I'm
tried to
not
blame it
sure
on the
which-
Swedes, and I'm like, that does not sound Swedish. So
Sorry, I
So-
disappeared. I had a bit of a technical issue. I couldn't hear you guys, so I had to
no worries.
come back. Now I can hear you guys better than before.
Excellent.
Yeah, Galuskis. Galuskies.
And where did you say it was from?
Let me look. I'm looking again. They're
No,
supposed
no,
to
where
be
you
from.
where you said it was from, not where it actually is from. Because
I
can
swear it was from Sweden.
Okay.
Sweden.
Is it Polish?
Sounds Polish.
Might be.
Have a look.
German. It is German. How the hell did? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've upset one part of ancestors, so it is a German dish. But this looks different from the way my grandmother would make them.
It's because your grandma made them with love.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's what,
So okay.
That's
Well,
cool.
the second try, not so bad. So there you go. German. It's a German dish.
you guys. When you guys are usually better at taking pictures than I am.
We just saw my blurred messes, so I don't know, Tom. That's I
Well-
didn't set the bar very high.
That's good because there's some blurry ass bacon. So, anyways, little bacon. I got visitor from out of town. My girlfriend's father staying with us for a little bit, so I do a little extra cooking. And then here, is
Bologna.
measuring out some. That's actually Braunschweiger.
Braunschweiger, nice.
It's the liver version of bologna. So, and this is steak with eggs and bacon and then chili on top.
Tom's famous chili. Join our Patreon for the recipe.
So
That's not a
yeah,
blurry photo. That's a good photo, Tom.
yeah, that one came out all right.
Yeah, that
So-
belongs at the Louvre.
Did Rhonda take it?
Ha ha ha! You so funny, John. Can't wait till you get here. We're gonna when we get here, you and I are doing a hot sauce fight for our fans only channel. All right, and here is egg
Did
whites.
you have to
and-
take a piss test, Tom? Just
This is egg whites in a whiskey glass. So yeah, I've been supplementing my protein with egg whites because just out of sheer convenience. So, and here's some one broken yolk in a pan, a couple of sunny side ups with some cheddar cheese on top.
How do you like your eggs, Tom? I feel like I never asked you. Your
Scrambled's
preference?
cool. Sunny side up or scrambled, you know. So either way, I'm not real picky. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of hard boiled eggs too, just again for convenience.
So my brother was a cook for Denny's, and he ended up with all this different egg knowledge of like
Egg
all
knowledge?
these different ways to cook egg. There's like 12 different ways to cook eggs. It gets kind of ridiculous. Like even with just a pan. I'm sure Joe knows.
Not 12.
So Joe, yeah, you recognize this?
Yeah, it's a frittata.
It's a frittata. It's the first frittata I ever made because
Yep.
Joe told me how to make frittatas.
Yep.
So I cooked up. This one was ground turkey. I cooked up some ground turkey and put it in a pan. Covered it with some eggs I beat with a little cream, and then I put a little cheese on top. I think next time I'd cook it a little longer, get that cheese on top a little crispier.
Mhm.
but it was quite enjoyable. I made a big pan, so 9 by 13 inch Pyrex pan of this. I put some butter on the pan at Joe's suggestion, so it didn't stick, and then of course it came out nice and clean. It was quite nice, and I made a big dish, ate it all week, and really enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Thanks for the tip, Joe.
It's convenient. You know, you can make it. You could put it in your fridge for a couple of days, and then just heat it up at your leisure. You know, whenever you're hungry.
Absolutely. In fact, I think I'm gonna make some for everybody here pretty soon. This, I think this is yesterday's breakfast, which I noticed the last couple of days tried eating fatty breakfast and it just didn't go that well. So this is actually those 2 eggs that were in the pan with the cheddar cheese on it. A little breakfast sausage, a little bit of bacon, and some Braunschweiger. So I've been trying to get my intake up ever since I was sick. So I was like, well, let's try raising the fat, but I think I'm just going to go back to increasing the protein. That seems to work better for me.
Was that sausage or was that ground beef?
That was breakfast sausage, like a Farmer John pork sausage. So yeah, they're kind of convenient because, I mean, back in the day, one of my favorite things was the old breakfast burrito, and it usually had like egg and cheese and bacon and sausage and all that, and hash browns and all that in. It's like it's kind of a nice breakfast comfort food. Call back to the old fast food days. So,
did you throw hot sauce on that then on the plate?
Hell yeah. Probably 3 kinds.
There you go.
That's my carnivore confession is like sometimes I get crazy with the hot sauce, but it doesn't bother me. It's weird. I mentioned it before, like black pepper seems to kind of throw my digestion off a little bit. I kind of feel it, but most hot sauces, I don't notice anything. I grew up with that. So, I just keep eating.
So is it all about Tapatio or Tabasco?
I mean, Tapatio is fine. But I like the Chipotle and then the green jalapeno sauce. Of course, what's that one? The Crystal, the really cheap stuff.
Right.
Or even Frank's. But then there's, you come across all kinds of cool hot sauces that people come up with. So what's that one? The guy from the band from can't remember it. But anyways, he's got his own hot sauce. Oh God. Oh well, I'll think of it in a minute. But anyways, here is some Iberian ham. It's like kind of like a prosciutto my friend gave me. As you can see, it's $180 a pound.
Wow.
Yikes. But anyways, my buddy, he's just a generous guy. He's like, oh, we got my carnivore friend Tom has to try this. So he brought me some. It's quite delicious. Had the nice nutty acorn finish to it. So don't eat it every day. This is my first attempt at the meatballs, I think. These were turkey and they're dry AF. They were well, probably should have made some kind of soup to put them in. They were that dry. So
you could play squash with them.
Yeah, you could injure somebody with one of these. They're really dense. And then this is Joe. Joe was trying to tempt me, so he sent me this K-root.
Yeah,
they were balls. I figured
you wouldn't want to overcook those. That'd be worse than the turkey, I reckon. You drive your car over them and you're going over a speed hump.
This is the upgraded meatball cooked in butter. Just suggested ghee, but I was too lazy to make ghee out of butter. So I just put some butter in. They were better. And I covered them when I cooked them. So anyways, and I threw this in because I took this picture. It's like, going to buy some meat, and this still seems to be happening on occasionally. You know, this is like,
Yep.
hey, where's the beef?
Over here as well, Tom. It's the
Yeah.
same. Yep. I mean, you can. It's really weird because all the pork, lamb, and chicken there's absolutely zero, but you can find a little bit of beef. And I think the reason why the beef is still around is because it's so expensive over here at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yep.
There's a couple ribeyes I cooked up recently. I bought ribeyes and because they were on sale. And I know it horrifies a lot of people, but I threw some of the fat away. Again,
How dare you?
A little too much fat.
How dare you? We need a Greta button there.
Oh, that's great. We got to work on the sound effects. I'm dying to get that going. This is I just threw this in here because a lot of people ask me, how do you cook your meat? And it's like, well, like Joe did, I'm probably not as good at searing on the outside as Joe, but as you can see, it's nice and rare in the middle, cooked on the outside, some little bit crispy edges. I'll probably work on getting my pan a little hotter from now on. So here's some shrimp. Who doesn't like a little shrimp?
Shrimp on the barbie.
Doesn't get any easier, right? Especially when you're lazy like me and you buy them already cooked and peeled. This is a little steak with some Parmesan on it. I think there's a little bacon in there or something. This was breakfast. And then here, this is the other day. This is strip loin with eggs and brie. Again, a nice fatty breakfast. Not quite as fatty as the last couple. So this is kind of my limit on like a fatty breakfast right here. This is some turkey chili I whipped up. I was measuring out. So it's just basically ground turkey with some seasoning on it. So.
About how many grams of protein are you getting a day, Tom? If you know.
Somewhere between like 160 and I think the highest I've gotten that I can recall is probably I think it was like 274 or something like that. So something like that. So.
And for those that don't know, yes, I can out-eat Tom.
Yeah, he is. He's a bottomless pit. So yeah, and I'm back to hitting the gym every day. So hopefully the appetite's going to go back up. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing. And Justin and I are both recording a lot of the stuff we eat in our Fitbit app so that we can see the outcome. We're not trying to eat a certain amount per se. I'm if anything, I'm kind of trying to get close to what my output is. So
I'm often going over my output, so I'm kind of trying to do a couple of things there. One, build, but at the same time, kind of wave of the finger, tip of the hat to calories in, calories out. Thing.
Yeah, we're kind of looking to see what happens when you eat frequently, but just to satiety, right? And a lot of smallish meals. So that's why we're recording to see what actually would happen, right? As opposed to controlling it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not. Again, this is me, so I can't speak for anyone else. But I'm not blowing up or anything. My body. I'm still getting the body composition that I like and everything. And so it's interesting. I think a lot of that is the meat and the fat. Your body can always use it pretty much.
Bart's calling you out.
Like I said, tip of the hat, wag of the finger. At Seco, yes. That's right.
He's trying to balance his thermal units.
I'm eating a bunch of heat
energy.
We're doing the heat diet. That's what we're eating. We're eating heat.
Eating heat.
But yeah, I'm not blowing up. Even though sometimes I'm like, oh man, I overdid it. I actually ate too much. Like I'll feel like I did, and I'll be like, oh, it was over I was over the heat markers, the calories by like 200 or 300, and I'll be like, I'll see what happens. And then the next day I'm hungry. It's like in the morning, ready to do it all over again. And like, I didn't gain a really funny.
Yeah, so Bart, let me see about getting you a link. I'll just send it to you on Messenger and Facebook. Of course, you can get in on it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Good
If you want to come visit, Justin, we'll have to have an eating challenge.
Oh yeah,
that'd be
definitely.
Because I can eat. I can really eat.
Can you drag me behind your bicycle too? Because I ain't cycling with you. I'll eat with you, but I ain't cycling with you.
You could get a motorbike, try and keep up.
Right? Even then, I'd be like, I'm tired.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be great. I mean, I still want to challenge Sean to an eating contest of the Flying Dutchman. I think he said he could eat 10 or 20, right?
12, I think he did.
Or
I remember
12?
years ago he did 12.
12 Flying Dutchmen.
That's easy.
Yeah, I think I could do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I can't walk into it full and do it. But, like, I think if I did, like, a good, like, 8 regular the day before, maybe stretch it out a little bit. I'd have to train. Like, I'd probably have to train for it a little bit. But if I came prepared, I could probably do chow down 13 just to
13.
13, yeah. Because I've got to do one more than Sean. I can't just match him. I have to beat him in the eating challenge.
Well, so we invent our own challenge the Sean Baker doesn't know about, called the Sean Baker
the Sean Baker challenge. Well, when I touch down, Tom, we're going to walk from the terminal straight to In and Out, and I'll see if I can beat 13.
We'll be taking the car from the terminal to. I don't know about you, but I don't walk around the airport area very often because.
Could you imagine if they put an In-N-Out in LAX? How even more extra crazy it would be?
That'd be the worst.
It'd be amazing. And people would go there just to say that they ate. I mean, it would be such a sell, though.
People would be changing their flights. Oh, let's go through LAX.
Yeah, they would. It would cause such airport. Chaos. We should start a petition. I'm going to start a petition to get an In-N-Out put in the LAX airport. Whoa, we got a full party. Ray came
what do we miss?
Cohort.
Oh, you guys have missed everything. You missed Justin saying calories in, calories out, though, Ray. Fucking hell.
I heard you're going to have a really nice calories in, calories out video in a little bit.
The context, Bart, context.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. I know context. I know. We still love you, baby. We do.
Now, what do you mean by calories in is what he eats is the calories in, and what he poops is the calories out.
Yes, I see. Yeah, cool. How are we all?
Good. How you going?
So, how are you feeling, Bart? How are things? Better?
Yeah, no, sorted. I broke my fast the night after. Well, the night of the premiere of the video we recorded where we were discussing it was the day after that. I said, right, that's enough. I broke the fast for food and water. I am pretty confident that it's sorted. There's been no issues since. Inflammation's down, pain's down, everything's happening the way it should be happening. Except I haven't had a shit yet, if you want the details. But that's coming, whatever. That's fine. And yeah, everything's tracking well. Sitting on get this 143 now.
Damn.
So that's 65, Joe, for 65 kilos is what that is for everybody else. 143.
You'd be a good climber.
Yeah, I am quite a good climber. Actually, I was climbing sort of F6, sometimes F6 plus a few years back. Not so much now though. Yep. So there you go. It's all happening.
So, how'd you break your fast?
I started out with fluids and electrolytes first, and waited a few hours, and Then we put in 2 fairly decent fillets of fish with butter. That was pretty good. And then waited until the next morning, and then waited until lunchtime, and we had a barbecue and had a big ass hunk of beef that we barbecued up. Got stuck into that. Was all good.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's all tracking well. I'm just waiting for action at the far end now. So there you go.
Is that a cut of meat over there in New Zealand? A big ass
Big ass beef.
Big ass
Yeah, big ass beef. Yeah.
That's
beef's
half a lump?
beef's about all there is. There's not much else to be had right now. Yeah.
And no sheep to eat.
Well, there seems to be nothing but fucking beef to be had. Nobody's got anything.
That's kind of what Joe was saying is going on in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't
Nuts.
see any lamb or sheep available either. So, and seafood's a little scarcer. Chicken is down to just select certain cuts, and even pork and beef that's still in the cases, but there's like only certain cuts available of both. So interesting.
Very
Huh?
good. Very good. Good.
Joe, you're looking good. You still real active?
Sorry.
You still real active on the bike?
Yeah, bloody oath. I've already done just over 1,000 kilometers this month.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You did 9,000 miles last year.
Can't you tell? Look at the tan line.
Ah, look at that. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Joe
Yeah.
Zumbo, the human
Getting
zebra.
the
Yeah, can you imagine he did 9,000 miles on the
Can you
bike
see?
last year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did one ride on Boxing Day, but it was 261 kilometers. So it's 10 hours and 10 and a half hours on the bike. It was 160 something miles in one go.
Were you working for Santa Claus?
No, look, the only reason why I did it was because my wife wasn't home. She was away with my son. Because otherwise, there's no chance I'd be on the bike for 10 hours.
So that's 156 miles
There you go.
for us.
Did you fuel up? Did you fuel up before you went,
No,
or you just fasted the whole way through?
I ate the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to stop and I just got some fluids.
Mm-hmm.
Got to my sister. Then on the way back, I stopped off at my sister's house just quickly, just to fuel up for about 3 minutes. And she was funny enough, she had some steak left over from the day before, so I just ate a quick steak and then hopped back on the bike and took off.
Fantastic. Damn.
Yeah,
You had to carb load for that, right?
yeah.
Calories in, calories out.
No,
Oh, here we go again. Jesus Christ.
Bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's a load of shit. People that think you need carbohydrates. Oh, you need it for the high end. That's bullshit too. You just got to train yourself. That's all you have to
Dead
do.
right.
It's as simple as
Absolutely.
you just got to get out there and do it. You know, you're not going to get good at anything, no matter what sport it is, unless you go out there and train.
Mm-hmm.
End of story.
There's one thing I'm very sure that carbs are good for, and that's getting cavities.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think that's like the place I always want to start with. Doesn't everybody agree that they're eating a bunch of sugary stuff or even starchy stuff? It's going to mess up your teeth. So I asked my dentist, and he said, sure enough, like I said, well, what is it that eats the enamel on your teeth when you get cavities, or they call them dental caries, right? And he said, oh, streptococcus, the same thing that gives you a sore throat, right? And it loves living on sugar and starch, cohabitates with candida in the film in your mouth. They break down starches together. It's like, you would think for a lot of people to go, yeah, maybe, because we know when we look up human remains from ancient times, they rarely have cavities. Out of a whole group of people, 1 or 2 of them have one cavity. How many cavities? I'm guessing I've had at least 4 in my lifetime, maybe 5.
Oh, that's not bad. That's really good.
Mm-mm. For our age, that's not bad at all.
So how many of you had, Emily?
God, I have so many, and they're all amalgams too. Oh God, I probably have probably 16.
So
Wow. I
and
got
then
0.
Ray,
I've got like 8.
8.
Oh, you got 0?
Joe's got
Wow,
0.
Joe.
Justin, where are you at?
Joe's young though. How old are you, Joe?
I'll be
Oh.
44 in 2 weeks.
I just noticed a lot of younger. I mean, that's younger. I'm 50, but so I just noticed that with age, a lot. The hygiene has gotten better, so I don't see him as much as in kids and kids like you. It's
Justin?
good.
It's like Justin.
I know,
Yeah.
he's a baby.
So I've never had an adult cavity.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
How many
I
did you
know.
have when you were a kid, though?
I
I had
know,
like
right?
3 or 4, but you got to
All right.
understand, if I didn't brush my teeth, my dad would beat my ass, like literally beat the shit out of
But
me
you had 3
if
or
I
4
did not
cavities.
brush
Turn you
my
into a
teeth.
cavity.
So it's like I'm obsessed. Like, yeah, I've always brushed twice a day, every day since I was like, oh no,
So
8.
am I. still got
Otherwise I
Thank you,
got
Justin.
hit. So
Yeah, my
Thank
dad.
you.
What are you trying to
Justin.
suggest? I didn't
Justin.
brush? Is that what you're trying to say? I did do that for 10 months, though.
You're so gross.
And then Bart, how about you? How many cavities you had as an
Yeah,
adult
I've-
or a child?
Okay, I've got probably half a dozen amalgam fillings in my back teeth.
Yeah.
Plus,
Very
I had one that was a wisdom tooth that's come out, so probably 7 in total. Yeah, all because of eating sugar as a kid and all that
Yep.
bullshit and blah blah.
So,
Tell you what's
yeah.
real interesting also is the other folks that you'll find a great deal of dental problems in is Egyptian mummies, because they were growing a lot of wheat and eating a lot of that kind
Honey.
of shit. And honey, yeah,
They
honey
love
and
their
wheat,
honey. Yeah.
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 And they also made mead, which is honey based as well, isn't it? So-
Right, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the Egyptians and other cultures around them used to have contests to see who had the whitest bread, right? They would brag
Yep.
about
Oh,
their
Okay.
bread. So yeah, they ate the starchy stuff, they ate the honey, So yeah, so I think that's a good point. I know Justin had sent out this video, and it was vegans debunking some carnivore lady. She's a PhD. And they were like, oh yeah, but it's about outcome. It's about outcome. It doesn't matter what we ate in the past. It's like, well, okay, what about the outcome? Our mouths got smaller, our brains got smaller, our joints are more diseased, and then the whole thing. I mean, it's hard to argue with. I see a deck trying to get in, but I'm at my limit.
Oh, Deck's here. All
I
right.
can't let any more people in. Sorry.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
honey.
I'll let her know.
Yeah, I got a
Shoot.
six person limit. So if the
Oh
live-
yeah. Mm.
You got to count. Raymond always brings ladies with him now.
Jean Ferrand.
Whenever he shows up. So
Hey,
sorry,
we're
ladies.
doing this coming. We should chill this. What is it? February, close to Valentine's Day. We're doing our famous libido video. So all the ladies,
Heck
we have
God.
plenty of gents.
All right, all
It'll
right.
be on the 6th, and we'll probably do that Zoom and not live stream because
So you can bring in more people.
So you can edit the thing.
Yeah, we have one in the can that we never released because
Too hot for TV.
one person decided that they had said too much.
Join our Patreon. You get that.
Only me.
Fan-
Oh, yeah.
Only you.
Fans only. What is it?
Fans only.
Only fans.
Only fans.
Join my OnlyFans.
There's something.
Yeah, we'll be
Maybe
recording
good.
that on the 6th. So same bat channel, same bat time.
Okay.
Just on
Great.
Zoom.
I will be nude.
Oh shit.
Excellent.
Did you have
the
a collar
real
on the first
X3
time?
reveal.
What's that, Joe?
Wasn't he wearing a collar?
Yeah, I
The first
think he
one,
was.
yeah.
Here we are talking about Bart was there for the first time. We're talking about our experiences, and Justin's experience was rubbing against the machine at the gym.
Hey, take it wherever you can get it, man.
Oh my gosh.
You bet.
Just getting ready for the future, right?
I've been to plenty of rock concert. Bart knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
Go ahead.
what else would you guys say to the vegans trying to debunk the carnivore, saying that it's all about outcome? Where are all these vegan outcomes? I mean, when you look at, especially the outspoken vegan doctors, what do you see? What do you see when you see Joel Kahn or what's his name? That's always on the treadmill. Gregor.
Dr. Gregor,
Yeah.
the one who says if you don't eat your fruits and vegetables, you might die. Oh, that one.
Well, their outcome, what they promise, is pretty much longevity, right? Because that's the only thing that they can sell, because you're not seeing it on them. You don't see a vibrant, healthy person. You know, so all you can do is sell smokes and mirrors. Oh, I'm going to outlive everybody, and then you just keep insisting on that. And whether they die young, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Well, I think they
It's not enough.
sell. I think they sell even less than that. They just sell boastfulness and moral superiority.
Well, that.
Look, I've got to. I mean, a few of you guys know. I a few years ago when I was keto, I helped out a very good friend of mine at the vegan markets. Okay, because he needed a chef and didn't know what to do, and so I helped him out because it's what I do. And he was telling me that being keto, you're going to kill yourself. And I turned around and I said to him, "Can you explain to me, if vegan is so good for you, why there are so many overweight people here?" And he couldn't give me an answer. And it's quite simple. Vegan chocolates, everything just had sugar.
Sure.
Everything was just sugar. You know, it's about sweets, sugary sweets that are made with, whatever, unrefined sugar and, coconut milk and coconut cream. It was just absolute bullshit.
But then they slap you with the raw juicing vegans. Ooh, there you go.
Raw juicing.
Yeah, I wonder how long you can last juicing, really.
Well, I've been juicing myself for fucking years and I'm still here.
Might be a different kind of juice.
Yeah, well, you bet it is, son. It's good for you, this stuff. I can tell you.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So the libido video is going to be off the chain this year. I'm sure.
So
Awesome.
I did do the fat, sick, and nearly dead challenge, which if you follow that diet in that movie, you will end up, well, maybe not fat, but sick and nearly dead for sure.
What diet was that they were on?
The juicing, the raw juicing diet.
Raw juicing.
Wait,
Gotcha.
Did you guys follow the truck driver that did it and he lost a bunch of weight and then gained it all back?
No.
I knew he lost it. I didn't
On
know
the
he
second,
gained
yeah,
it.
he lost it and then gained it all back on the second one. So he tried to do it again. And at that point, you're like thinking to yourself, hold up, sure, it's great. You can lose it as long as you're not eating anything except for that juice, right? But right when you go back to any sense of normalcy, you gain all of that back. First thing is you can't keep just juicing. I don't think that's possible. Is it?
No, not unless you're juicing Chuck.
Well, yeah. Actually, you know what? We should promote something like this, a carnivore juicing kind of thing,
Meat
That might
shakes?
actually work,
Just
30-day meat juice. Let's do this. Come on.
Yeah,
This is our next
30
challenge.
throw
There
some
you go.
steak in a blender and glug it down.
Are we doing it raw? Are we doing raw meat shakes?
I don't know.
The blood diet.
Can you put cooked meat in a
I
blender?
know. Can you
Oh.
cook me in blender?
Hey, Raymond, just a question. Maybe even Bart can probably answer this as well. I mean, we all look at this guy who's lost all this weight on a juice diet, and we think, "Oh, fantastic!" But how much of it was muscle?
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
you end up looking like
how bad is that when you start losing muscle?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at
But
Kevin
people don't-
Smith. For those that don't know, he looks like
Oh, yeah, he lost a bunch of weight, didn't he?
someone inflated a Kevin Smith and then popped him, and he's just like he has so much loose skin, like he looks like he's dragging another half of him behind him. Like he's got meat curtains, but it's just him, like his entire body.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Kevin Smith, famous director, movie director, actor, and all that. And he had a heart attack. He was pretty heavy. He was saying that he was drinking like a couple gallons of milk a day. So you can imagine how that packs the weight on somebody. And then he stopped when he had the heart attack. He had the old Widowmaker that didn't quite make him dead. And then went in, got to the cath lab and got patched up, and then went vegan. And he's obviously lost a lot of weight. So,
But he doesn't look good. That's the thing, is he does not look good.
Right.
Yeah, it's like and he's sticking to it. I mean, you know, he got the idea from his daughter, actually. You know, and no hate, Kevin Smith, if somehow you stumble on this. I love your movies. Please give us Clerks 3. I'm waiting for that still. But yeah, really.
When he started promoting veganism and vegetarianism and, you know, not eating meat and all that kind of stuff, I was thinking to myself, it was better when you were fucking silent, Bob.
Oh my God, that's good.
Yeah, good one, Bart.
That was good.
Yeah.
Had to get that one
So-
there.
Yeah, and then, you know, of course, too, with the vegans, it's like, if you want to talk about outcome, how come 80% of vegans quit in the first 5 years? And most of them
84%.
84%. And most of them citing catastrophic health issues, right?
Yep.
But to be fair, they might say the same with carnivores. It's like, well, you know, how many can you name that carnivores that stuck around all the way through, you know? So
I think you'd have to say define carnivore.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I'd also say, show me the peer-reviewed evidence for your claim there on 84% of carnivores. We'll wait.
Yeah, and let's face it. I mean, if somebody goes off the wagon and starts drinking, I don't know, cider for a few months or whatever, you know, it's like that's not that big of a deal, right? That's not like.
Well,
saying,
what if you go Tufano style there?
Oh, have you heard Tufano is now claiming that 8 years of carnivore destroyed his liver?
Oh,
Yes.
no,
I've heard, yeah.
his liver.
Yes.
How?
You fucking idiot.
Wow.
How exactly is that supposed to have happened? He'll do anything for clicks, that boy. So will I, just quietly.
I read a study. I think I read a study the other day that the wrong eyeliner can ruin your liver. Maybe that's his problem.
There you
Perhaps,
go.
perhaps. Yeah.
It could be shoving.
But is he
certain things
on a
on the
meat-based-
wrong end? Could do it too.
Yeah, well,
Now we're not a community that eats our own.
ruined his colon.
right, right. Ruin his colon.
He
Poor
brushed his
Frankie.
colon one too many times.
So what is he doing now? Has he gone to a meat-based diet, like where he's including some berries, like Dr. Saladino there, or
Doctor.
I haven't even paid.
Saladino?
Salad boy. I don't even know what
Salad
Tufano's
dinosaur?
doing.
Salad boy. Yeah.
Yeah. No idea what he's doing.
That's the thing. I mean, you know, so what diet is he promoting all of a sudden that's probably better than what he was?
One that's going to make him money,
destroy
Raymond.
him. Right. Well,
One that's going to make him money. One that people want to hear.
that's right. Yeah.
Something trending.
Yeah,
That'd be my
100%.
guess. The anti-carnivores. You know, it's interesting. The people that drifted off from carnivore that were in social media, heavily in social media, were some of the least agreeable people in the community. So, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I mean,
Gotta take your organ supplements.
how many people do we know?
Frank's been taking organ supplements for a while.
Yeah, apparently. Hey, he needed the money.
I didn't know an enema is an organ supplement. All right, then.
You
How many
know,
people? How many people here have had a run-in with either Dr. Salad Dinosaur or Frankie himself?
Nah.
Yep, both.
Yeah,
Online, anyway. Yeah.
right.
And I've done videos together with both of them at various times, and ended up falling out with both of them for different reasons.
Right.
It was their fault, of course. Of course, it was.
Of course. Hey, with Bart, you know what you're getting, right?
That's it. And you better fucking like it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you guys, Ray, M, and M2, Emily, and Bart, you guys are doing a special, trying to really meet it up, right? Like feasting,
Oh,
fasting.
Yes. Yes.
You guys want to talk about that for a minute? You guys
I
want?
was going to say, you never fall out with people.
Pim says I never fall out with people. She's quite right. Come and say hello. Just because.
He's
Come and say
agreed
hello.
to 90 days with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
everybody in your
Bart's
phone.
our
by the way, just because you've been sick a little bit, hopefully you've not fallen.
Hey, Pim, I insulted your heritage earlier on accident. So just in case you watch this,
bitch! I'm getting fucking sprayed with a water bottle. Fuck's wrong with you?
How else is she going to train you?
Well, exactly. God, fucking no biscuit for you. Christ on a bike. Yeah. Yes, so we're doing a 90-day challenge at Ray's coaching with Emily, the other two head coaches. And then we've got a couple of intern coaches who are kind of learning the ropes and who are around to see what happens and to add what they can. I'm doing pretty much everything I'm told, except for when it all goes wrong like it did this week. And I had to do a fast to sort out a little issue I was having with my colon, which is now sorted, by the way, everybody. Don't panic. It's all under control.
Didn't need the enema after all. That's good. That's good. You didn't.
No, I didn't. No. Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't need anything from the Frank Tufano School of Enemas or anything like that. It was
the Frank Tufano
enema of the state.
Video.
Yes, an enema of the state. No, all I needed to do was about 4 days of fasting. It was 1 day wet and 3 days dry. Feel much better. Everything seems to be working, except as I was saying before, I'm just waiting for the first bit of action in terms of actually having a shit since. But that's fine. I don't feel like I need to, and I've been eating nothing but meat, so there won't be much waste anyway. It's all good.
We do a lot of them live.
Sounds like I was saying my what? Sorry, I missed the timing with the joke. It's all right. Continue, Emily. Serious time on the live stream.
God, so sorry. No, we're doing a lot of them live, so that's been really fun too. So we're just having a great time with that. And what the hell, Bart? People pay you live when you're doing these. They just like throw money at you. What the hell?
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Well, it's great. They understand that there is a value in the community that is around the channel, and they understand that a lot of time and effort and planning goes into creating those live streams. This kind of bullshit behind me here doesn't just happen. You know, you've got to program it all in and buy computers with enough power to run the thing live like I'm doing right now. Yep. You know, this is my full-time job, and so they appreciate what I'm doing and what we're doing, and they contribute to keeping it alive, and I think that's great.
I love it. It's so cool. I love how supportive everybody's been, and then we can just kind of catch the questions as they're coming, and it's been really great.
Yeah. So that's for those that want to watch that. Go on.
I want to hear about the thirst, how thirsty you were and all that. Did it ever subside after, the third day, or you were less like...
No, it just got worse and worse. Just got worse and worse to the point where I went, right, no more. Let's drink some fluid. Okay, wait 6 hours or so. Eat some food. Brilliant.
How'd that first water taste?
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so I had about just over a quart probably of fluid. That was just water, tap water. Then I had a liter of snake juice, so with water with electrolytes in it. Mm-hmm. And then that was over a couple of hours, and then for the rest of the evening I had about another half liter or so of tap water again. It was great. And then meal, fish, num.
Nice.
Yeah, so we started this video talking about the experiment that Justin and I are doing, and we're comparing it to how Joe eats. So Justin and I are eating frequently, small meals, and Joe eats within a feeding window, but he just kind of eats to his hunger. So I think, would you say, Joe, it's like 8-hour feeding window?
No, that's probably less than that.
Less than that, 6 hour.
Like maybe right? say 6. It depends. Say anywhere between 8 or 9. Depends when I get home from my ride.
Right.
It could be 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I have my last meal typically at 2 o'clock, and then I go to work, and then get home say 11 o'clock at night. Shower, bed, up at 5:30 on the bike. Go out training again. Come home. And just repeat it. But I mean, on the weekends, I can be back home at sometimes 11 o'clock. So it could be 21 hour fast. I've gone out training. Yeah.
So it's interesting because, we see a lot of the trends in eating styles or timing or whatever. So, OMAD's popular. And of course, Ray's doing coaching a lot of people on the fasting and the feasting cycles. And Justin, I thought, well, let's try an oldie but a goodie that we heard of, because like me in particular, it's like when pre COVID, pre getting sick, I was big day. I'm burning like 6,000 calories, and there's no way I'm going to get that in one meal, you know. So Justin, on the hand, he could pile it on like he's like a Hoover. He's just like a piranha, just gobbling everything down in sight. So, but you know, I never really enjoyed eating big meals. It's kind of like I just didn't like it. So, and it certainly it's not easy to eat a big meal and then go to the gym. So I'm sure anybody who's tried that knows what I'm talking about. So even though, you know, puking at the gym is entirely acceptable, it's not encouraged. So
Justin, are you able to gain weight with eating extra?
I did there for a little bit, but I seem to be tapped out at about 145 so far. We'll see. But compared last week to this week, no change at all in any of my metrics. I did gain a pound of muscle though. So
Nice.
That's cool. Yeah.
Ooh, you got one of those scales?
Yeah. You know, with the
cool.
electric, you know,
Right.
and we know how not accurate that is, but it's
Well,
the best that we
still.
got for $40. So
Yeah.
that's what we're rolling with. But yeah, so I'm hoping, you know, not that I'm trying to gain more, but I feel good. Like I feel thick in a good way. You know, I feel like a wind won't just knock me over and things like that. You know,
that's good. Did you gain the weight in your feet? Because that's the best way not to get knocked over by the wind.
And of course, doing X3 and some ab work and things like that. So yeah, I'm just keeping it up right now. I feel like this is phase 1. Phase 2 will be messing with more fat to protein ratios. So really trying to cut down on the fat up and keep the protein the same or more. And then, see how that goes. So stay tuned for phase 2.
All right, cool.
Late February, maybe March, something like that.
Are your lifts going up? Are your bands and resistance and all that going up in your difficulty level?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly getting easier. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the X3 kicks your butt. Like it just does. There's no way around it, but that's it's supposed to. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I like it. I like that I've been able to stay consistent 6 days a week for a few months now, pretty much. I think this is the beginning of week 9. Nice. So yeah, it's I just like how easy it is to keep with the consistency, because at the end of the day, consistency is what matters.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Monday through Saturday, and I take Sundays off just to rest.
Yep.
I use that hour to watch anime for anyone that needs to know. There you go.
Awesome.
Is you an hour?
Tom,
I thought it was a 10-minute
Tom.
workout.
Yep.
Sorry.
Tom, I just put a picture up there if you want to put it up there. It's an advertisement for going vegan. There you go. That's how you do it. If you want to look after your diabetes, boys and girls, just eat plants. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's Grandma Nobby from the Mastering Androgyny channel.
Wow. Oh my God! Look at that arm. That's horrible.
I mean, you put a blue rinse wig and some horn rim spectacles and a gingham dress on that, and there's Grandma, isn't it?
Wow. That's bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I think my grandma had a bit more muscle mass, to be honest. I mean, my grandmother churned butter as a child, so
yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother passed away in 1978, and I think she's probably still got better condition than Robbie Nobby has, frankly.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you as an advertisement for veganism. There you go.
And I mean, you know, isn't that what, you know, as much as I try and steer people away from worrying so much about aesthetics, that there's that certain quality of sort of emaciation that a lot of vegans seem to have, right? It's clear that, you know, I mean, even people have been doing it that long, they get that sort of, I don't know how to describe it other than an emaciated look, right? And the rare sort of vegan athletes seem to be short-lived, You know, even
They're
even
on the gear.
yeah, the
Of
They're
course
on
they
the
are.
gear.
Of course
Come
they
on.
are. Of course they are. They're juicing. Every single one of them that's of any kind of shape at all. These
and
so-called vegans.
they're not just eating papaya and kale. They're throwing down all kinds of blended proteins, artificial mixtures of proteins and stuff like that, right? I mean, they're not the weightlifters,
Yeah.
anyways, right? They're not just sitting down and eating a typical vegan meal. They're not doing it on Oreos and mangoes. So
Yeah, but like Sean said, a lot of them achieved that physique when they were eating meat anyway.
right,
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not like they've gone from some skinny dude to some, you know, big, huge Hulk.
right, yeah,
And I know of vegans that were, we'll say meat based. They used to always eat steaks. It was all about protein, and they were huge. And now, if you look at them, they're you know, their muscles have cannibalized. There's nothing left of them.
right.
You know, and it's always the excuses. Oh, I've been busy and I've been this and I've been that, and it's like, no, it's all bullshit.
And then all the crazy injuries. I mean, Joel Kahn, was he stepping out of an elevator and broke his foot? And it took a long time to heal. And then all the vegan athletes seem to get injured. You know, it's
well,
like,
that's the thing. Bone density. That's one of the things you lose.
yeah, it seems like the tendons and stuff start going
Yeah.
too, right?
There was a lot of the NFL players that they were getting injured, the vegan ones,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they were
Makes sense.
sitting out for weeks, you know, weeks at a time.
And that's the thing that I always like to say. A lot of people are like, you know, they're in our challenge or any challenge for weight loss, and I'm like, you know, the best way to lose weight is actually probably the vegan diet, because you're losing bone, you're losing muscle, you're losing a
brain
lot of
cells.
everything.
Yeah, just
Right,
cutting
right.
everything.
It's cutting everything, right? Now, if your objective is to lose weight, that's actually the way to go, but it's not pretty.
Right. Because I mean, I think even their brains shrink, right? Have we seen that? Like
Right.
some of
Well,
the scans
definitely.
showing the brain
Right.
shrinking. It's
Right.
like, wow.
Right.
But then they end up with all this
People lose a lot of weight
anxiety
doing
as
that.
well.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You wind up like a psychopath, like Freely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, it's so bad. It's to the point where they get this dysmorphic look on them. I mean, they think they look great, but nobody else does.
right. It's because they kind of start looking like elves, and elves are popular in movies,
I guess so.
cartoons.
I guess so.
You know,
Yeah.
we kind of deify elves, even though they don't exist. So. Yep. So, anyways, you guys got anything else you want to spout off about, or we're coming up on an hour and 18 minutes.
Just a quick promo.
Yes.
A quick promo, perhaps. I just before I came on here, I completed an interview which I'll be putting up in the next day or so on my channel, of a woman who has had a parasitic situation going on with her enteric system and all her other body systems as well, as it turns out. This is a woman who was infested with over 200 tapeworms, roundworms, hookworms, and whatever else, over a foot long each.
Wormfest.
And she went through a protocol to nuke the fuckers and get them out of there and get control of the situation and get her life back and stuff. And it's going to be up on the channel with photos of these fuckers that came out.
Yikes.
Oh, God.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so it's
Can't
going to
come
be
out
it's
soon
going to be
enough.
it's going to be horror porn. It's I'm hoping it gets clicks and it gets some interest. Yeah, absolutely
Excellent.
fucking horrific. I'm still going, fuck.
Without giving too much away, but do they know what caused it?
Yeah. That's
They
what I
pinpoint-
Yeah, she had her ideas about where the original infection came from, and it will shock you to the core, I'm sure. Where she thinks her suggestion is that the authorities, at least in the States, are saying that actually probably 80% of the American population is infected with these parasites.
Wow.
But this person that I interviewed today reckons that the number is more like, everybody, 100%. And she's got a good reason to believe that that is so. And she explains in the interview where she thinks it's coming from. And as I say, it will shock you. It will disgust you. It will make you angry as fuck.
So the voices in my head are my friends. They're just trying to live.
They are. They're just telling you what you need to do and controlling your every thought. They're mind worms. Quite literally, because they actually can get into your brain, Justin, these little fuckers.
Yeah.
They can burrow into your heart. They can burrow into your brain. They can go through your gut wall into your spleen and your liver, and they can fuck you up real good, these. And they just want to live, so they will protect themselves. They're hard as fuck to kill, too. So, anyway, that's worth a look. Right, that's enough from me. Who's next?
When's it coming out?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
A couple of days. Next few days. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the States. It'll be 9 a.m. New Zealand time, so that's 7 a.m. Australian Eastern, and it will be 8 p.m. UK time.
Nice.
Wow.
On whichever day it's going to be.
I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Can't beat
and
a
as I say,
worm.
photos, absolutely fucking horrific. And, just her telling her story of how horrific this has been. Oh, my God. Anyway, that's enough of that. Next.
Is she carnivore? I gotta ask that.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly now. Okay.
Yep.
That's great. That's great.
Yep.
Well, we gotta promo our gang. Can we promo our
Yes,
gang real
do it.
quick? Yeah.
Yes.
So we're getting signups for February, and this is for All In Carnivore Challenge. And Bella has created an incredible group on the Mighty Networks, and it's just like this really cool support where we have like hundreds of people showing up in our Zooms and sharing their stories. Tons of classes. Raymond and I teach all the fasting classes. So if you want to learn how to fast, we'll teach it all in those classes. So that's what we've got coming up.
How could you?
Also, you got a pretty good guest speaker for February, haven't you?
That's right.
Pretty
How
good.
could I
Very
forget?
guest speaker, that's
Cherish
right.
I know,
is going to be
I
a
know.
guest speaker for us.
And Bart.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
We
why
all
would you-
need more Bart.
Why would you need
Yes.
a coach to
Yeah,
tell you to eat
Pim
meat?
sees it differently. So Pim says we don't need more. No.
Poor Pim.
Yeah, poor Pim. Yes.
Yes. Why do you need a coach to tell you to eat more meat?
Yeah, why do you need a
More or
carnivore
less.
coach when all you have to do is eat meat? And then
That's
why do you
right.
need a fasting coach when all you need to do is stop eating meat?
Not eat. There you go. That's it. The answer to everything right there.
That's it. It's all about cross-pollination. It's all about, building community. It's all about playing this open hand so people can see how this is done so that they know that there is value to be had.
Yeah.
Plus,
No,
We
I
wanna
need
have
help with
We want to help.
Go
We
on.
want to have Justin and Thomas together. We already were thinking that we're going to have you guys both. Justin's already been a guest speaker for us before, but we want to have all y'all together and see what kind of trouble you can make.
Of
So,
course.
That'll be
Anytime.
be.
So
coming
you want
someday.
to have the entire site taken down. All right. That's it. That's what you want. So that's all right.
That's all right. I love me some steak and butter, gang. So, yeah, anytime. Just let me know. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for showing. Sorry we didn't get you on a deck. We just ran out of channels. So, but hey, well, we're going to be doing this again. So, just thought it was a good idea to try and build the channel a little more. So, we're focusing on building the channel once again and sharing our news about our Feed the Bonfire multi-meal a day eating. We
And that's bonfire, not bongfire. I know our audience.
That's the other channel.
Oh, right. Yeah, we know about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with all that chili that Tom makes, it could be bumfire as well.
Oh, shit.
The difference between me and Justin is that I consume no vegetables and he smokes his. So anyways, until next time, thanks everybody. And we'll do some more lives. We got some regular recordings coming up as well. But I thank you guys for showing up. It was a really good time. So anyways, we'll sign off until next time. Eat some meat, feel better. Whatever
you do, don't listen to your tapeworm.
Oh.